ego comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning. All right. Feels like my camera is off. And there we are. Okay. I think it was zoomed in. Good Sunday. Sunday. Time for group autonomy. Morning, Amber. Good to see you. Well, that's awesome, because I didn't think you would be on today. Up there camping. Good for you. Surprised you have service at all up there. That's kind of a miracle. I know you guys hear about this a lot, but I apologize. But I'm just so tired of my nightmares. Seems like every night it just gets worse. Last night was horrible. It really sets me back. It affects me a lot. I don't sleep right. I sleep on an average 10 hours. I'm used to sleeping like 4 or 5 hours and being able to kill the rest of the day. I've always been a very high energy person, so it irritates me. It bothers the fuck out of me. I fucking hate it. And it's always drunk dreams. I'm always drunk. So I've lost whatever time I have outside here in the real world. And it's always has to do with my drinking affecting other people in very, very bad ways. My dreams get pretty violent, and that's the part that's really hard, because I'm not a violent person. So we're at the 3-minute mark. Let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully one day they'll come out with a cure or something for that, because what I'm doing ain't working yet. If you're here, welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I will be your host. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Today we're talking about group autonomy. So yesterday I did today's. I don't know if anybody noticed. I noticed when I went to my meeting. I'm like, that's not what today's day. I'm like, oh, I did the wrong day. So I'm doing yesterday's today. Why not? You know, it happens the way it's supposed to happen. I don't consider that a mistake. Yes, I cut off all my hair because I was tired of it. All of it. Yeah. Oh, much better. So I'm going to start by reading out of AA Comes of Age on page 104. This reading may be a little bit longer because there's a story here, and I want to get into the story also, but it goes back a little bit. Fuck it. We'll call it church today. So I'm going to start on page 103. To illustrate, years ago in a certain town, a super promoter got sobered up in AA. At once he got a very big ideas, all for the good of AA, of course. As he saw it, the right setup would require a very big building and would take an awful lot of money. Yeah. Well, you did, Amber, stop it. You're just I'm just kidding. I was gonna give you a hard time and I couldn't figure out what to say. So it's good, and it's a good point. Okay. And we laugh at this, but I'm gonna tell you something. There are RCOs doing exactly this bullshit right now in the state of Colorado. They're doing it. And they're using government money to pull it off. Your fucking money to do it, just so you know. Don't be mad about it though. We shouldn't be mad about that. Oh really? It's actually one of the books not many people read, just so you know. All right. As he saw it, the right setup would require a very big building and would take an awful lot of money. On one floor, there would be a club. On the next floor, there would be a meeting room. On the next, a clinic and a rehabilitation center. This is great stuff. Upstairs, there surely would have to be a loan agency where the indigent alcoholic could borrow a little spare cash. Not gonna happen now. Okay, that's one thing that they're not doing. They're not lending alcoholics money. They're killing them. Not as funny anymore, is it? Such was his vision of a new center. He was some promoter, this one, and he actually sold some of the townspeople on this idea. He naturally was to become the general manager. Well, naturally, right? His blueprint involved 3 separate corporations, one for the club, one for the clinic, and one for the loan department. Altogether, he wrote 61 rules, regulations, and bylaws to make these corporations do their work. With the exception of a few diehards, his fellow AAs were sold. He was the man of the hour. He applied New York for a super charter. Hearing of this, some of the dissenters wrote us. We had to tell them that each AA group could manage its own affairs as it liked, provided it did not harm surrounding groups. But as strongly as we dared, we did not point out that even less grandiose schemes of like character had failed everywhere before, as it had a right to. This very autonomous group ignored our warnings. Maybe you can guess what happened. After many a rumbling, the crash came. It was like the boiler explosion in a clapboard factory. The thump of colliding egos could be heard and felt for miles. I'm waiting for this to happen here. But of course, things quieted down, and after a long interval, we heard from the promoter. He wrote, "You told us our outside enterprise can be fine and very helpful, but you also said that they could not be mixed with AA. I figured that they could be and should be. Well, you folks at headquarters were right, and I was wrong." With this letter, the promoter sent us a card which he had already mailed to every group in the United States. It was folded like a golf scorecard. On the outside was printed, "Group so-and-so, place so-and-so, rule number 62. When the card was unfolded, a single pungent sentence met the eye. Don't take yourself too damn seriously. Right. So there's a rule in here. And you'll hear about Rule 62. Don't take yourself so damn seriously. Take the program serious. Don't take yourself so damn seriously. Right? Yesterday, we were in a group conscious. People taking themselves too damn seriously. talk on a topic for 20 minutes. It doesn't need to be talked on. Well, I must share my feelings around this person. We're just making a decision. That's all we're doing. We're talking about group autonomy here. Okay? This is tradition 4. Tradition 4. Thus, under tradition 4, an AA group had exercised its right to be wrong. So in the steps, that's the 10th step for us, the right to be wrong. But the group also has a right to be wrong. Okay? Moreover, it had performed a great service for Alcoholics Anonymous because it had been humbly willing to apply the lessons it had learned. It had picked itself up with a laugh and had gone on to better things. Even the chief architect here, standing in the ruins of his dreams, could laugh at himself, and that is the acme of humility. The thing is, how are you ever going to know if you don't try? Okay? But you probably should heed warnings. There's some people that are out there, they're trying to do the best that they can do, and I'd leave them alone. Unless they reach out for help, I may have a suggestion for them, or if they need backing, I will help them. We podcasters and people that go live, we tend to talk. Some may think that we have carried the principle of group autonomy to extremes. For example, in its original form, the long form, Tradition 4 declares, any 2 or 3 gathered together for sobriety may call themselves an AA group, provided they have no other affiliation. They were. What? At the National Conference in Cleveland? You're kidding. Sorry, I'm a smart ass today. Yes, that is when the traditions were written. That the first national conference. I believe that's also when we came out with the responsibility statement. No, that was in the 50s. So yeah, 1946. Thank you. And they still, I utilize the traditions for my company, and it works great. Still works great. Just because it was 1946. Do you think we're smarter than the people in 1946? Because we're not. We're not any smarter. The human brain hasn't gotten smarter in thousands of years. Okay? It's progress. It sounds like something is leaking. Can you guys hold on? All right. Nothing is leaking. My wife is taking a shower. Okay. I've never been in here when she took a shower, so I haven't heard. Okay. Anyway. This means 2 or 3 alcoholics could try for sobriety in any way they liked. They could disagree with any or all A's principle and still call themselves an AA group. Do you know that? Yep. I can go start any kind of AA group that I want, as long as I am not affecting other groups. Yeah. I could have a white male only AA meeting. Did you know that? I would never do that. I'd have men's meetings, but I wouldn't get that particular. I'm just trying to prove a point. Okay. Is it going to make it? I don't know. Am I going to attend? No. Okay. But there are a lot of meetings. Let's use the opposite side where it's done for some real good. Here's where I think AA is real good for they're trans people. I would go to a trans meeting before I went to an all white men's meeting. I would. I would probably feel more accepted there. Right? No, I don't ever feel the need to dress up in women's clothing, but I just love the flamboyancy, man. I think it's great. I think it's beautiful. There's a lot of trans people. I think RuPaul Booyah, man. I think he's great. He's great. And he has done a lot of, am I saying, does RuPaul go by he or she? I don't know. I don't think he cares what I say. All right. Right? We got to be open. Got to be open-minded. Alcohol takes down anybody. It doesn't matter. That means that we in AA have the most wide variety of people than anywhere else in the world. Anywhere else in the world. And we get along great. We get along really well. I have one other thing that I'm going to talk about before I wrap up, and I did kind of save this for the end. Because it doesn't really have anything to do with what we usually talk about. It has to do with respect of people that do what I do. Okay? Coming on here live is not easy at all. I make it look easy because I've been doing it for a while, because I look comfortable, but it is not easy to just come up with some topic and come on here and talk about it. It is not easy to go podcast and do the things that we do. So if you don't do it, leave us alone. We don't want your advice. Unless you come to me and say, I'm the executive ABC, then I'm probably going to listen to you. But if you don't do what we do, we're not going to listen to you because you're not doing what we do. You will say something ridiculous. Like you need to, somebody once was like, they were more focused on my background. Okay. What about my message? What about my message? See, I'm here to carry a message. All this other shit's fluff. Okay. I do that for you. Okay. You're lucky I even wear a shirt. Okay. But I'm in pajamas almost all the time. I call them drumming pants. In fact, I think I'm gonna get a pair of shirt that says that. It says that these are drumming pants, right? But ease up on these people. We're trying to carry a message. Okay. When somebody shares their story on our podcast, we don't need to be here. Oh, you're breaking tradition. No, we are not breaking tradition. Okay. And I am not going to sit here and talk about how we are not breaking tradition. You will need to come to me with proof on how I'm doing it. And even then, I'm only going to give you about 10 seconds. Why? Because I've read this so much. In fact, I just read Tradition 4, talked about Tradition 4. I've been doing this for a while. When I don't know a topic, I go out and research it. Okay. But because I've done this for so long, I can take something like this and turn it into a 20-minute speaking thing. But I've done this for a while. I've said these words a lot. I've repeated myself. It's taken me years to get to this place. Okay. And that deserves at least some level of respect. It really does. I'm not really saying this for me. People don't usually. People fuck with me, but not to my face. Let's put it that way. They will not do it to my face. And they'll do it behind something, you know. So, yeah, let's show those people some respect. Can we? Yeah, we can. If not, leave them alone. Leave my boy alone. All right. Telling you that wasn't for me. Nobody's been bugging me. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Amber, for being here. I appreciate it. And thank you to all the rewatchers. I love you all. Peace out and have a day.